have a background in doing a lot of technological.
Divine Connections Magazine. Get major exposure for your business. Is someone looking for your service? Do you need networking? Are you a gospel artist or a ministry? Do you have a major event that you want to promote? Divine Connections Magazine has the solution for you. We can distribute to residents, businesses, churches, and online. Don't miss this opportunity to expand your marketing locally and around the world. Find out more about us at divineconnectionsmagazine.com. Get your spot in the next issue of Divine Connections Magazine by emailing us for details at divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com.
Make sure to like us on Facebook at Divine Connections Marketing. Follow us on Instagram at Divine Connections.
Let's get it started now.
Great day, everyone. This is Dolores Williams with Divine Connection. Hope all is well. Make sure to share and like this video. Divine Connection is a magazine that comes out quarterly in print as well as online. We promote and advertise with different gospel artists, entrepreneurs, pastors, authors, and so much more. If you're interested in advertising or being featured in the magazine, make sure you email me with the email at the bottom. You can also stay connected with us on our social media platforms. Facebook page is Divine Connections Marketing. Instagram is Divine Connections. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Divine Connections. And right now we have a Divine Connections nomination going on. So you can nominate yourself if you have a business, if you are an author, if you are a pastor. And we have over 26 categories. And I would love to connect with you. And then also, if you're interested in connecting with us, you can go to the website and find out more information about Divine Connections at divineconnectionsmagazine.com. All right. And so today we have our special guest, Dr. Tonya Armstrong, is in the house. So welcome, Dr. Armstrong. How are you?
I am doing very well, Dolores. I hope you are.
I'm doing well. So tell us where you're from and then tell us exactly what you do.
I will be glad to share that information. I am a proud native Durhamite. I have been here pretty much all of my life. I did attend Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut. So I had that Northeast experience. And I came back here for grad school, been here ever since.
Awesome. So let's get into about your business and ministry and what you do with that.
Absolutely. I am the owner and CEO of the Armstrong Center for Hope, where we specialize in psychological and spiritual wellness for all ages. What that looks like on a daily basis is that we're providing individual, family, couple, and group psychotherapy. And we are primarily sharing those services right now in a telehealth format, which is great because it means that there is so much better access to everyone who is interested in moving in that direction of getting some psychotherapeutic report. We also are finding that during this time, there are still needs for testing. We had closed down for several months during COVID and we're doing no testing at all. And we've resumed that testing and it now is available virtually, but also for children ages 12 and under, we are actually providing face-to-face testing on an as-needed basis. You know, we're making sure that everyone is safe in the process, but we provide that testing for children and families who may be dealing with issues around attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, or learning disabilities. There may be some challenges with personality functioning or behavior, and we do provide testing for that. And then we've always done quite a bit of consultation and trainings for local organizations, including workplaces and schools and healthcare providers.
Awesome. And you also are part of a ministry and you do things in your ministry as well.
That is correct. Yes, I am the Minister of Congregational Care and Counseling at Union Baptist Church in Durham. And we have a ministry that is 20 years strong now, where we've been providing counseling services to our congregants, or our disciples, as we call them, and also to members of the community where it's feasible. But we find that there are many ways that people need support. So we have different programs. We have licensed mental health professionals who are available to provide one-on-one counseling. We provide also Stephen Ministers. That's a program that's been around for about 40 years internationally, and it's a great way for people to get support, mental and emotional support and spiritual support from trained laypersons as well. And then we provide grief support groups as needed.
Awesome, awesome. Do you want to share any more about your business, elaborate a little bit more on that as well?
Absolutely. So if you all will visit our website, we're at www.armstrongcfh.com. That's CFH as in Center for Hope.com. You will see the array of services that we provide. You also can see that we have a number of providers, and we are a fairly multidisciplinary group. So we have psychologists, we have clinical mental health counselors, licensed clinical social workers, as well as marriage and family therapists. We have 3 interns this year, all who happen to be from North Carolina Central University. And we are really proud to be able to produce a pipeline of persons who will be providers for our community for the next generation. So the Armstrong Center is very invested in our community and also making sure that people can get to a place where they can find hope. And we know that especially during COVID, it has been a very trying time for so many people at so many different levels. In some cases, it's about meeting basic physical needs. In other instances, it may be about financial needs or about people being able to emotionally sustain themselves on all the Zoom meetings and the virtual learning. So we provide hope and support for persons who are hurting, and we can see the differences that the psychotherapy is making based on the feedback that we receive from our clients.
Awesome, awesome. So if somebody is interested in your services or getting in contact with you, could you share your contact information?
Absolutely. They can visit our website, armstrongcfh.com. When you visit there, in the upper right-hand corner, there's a button that says request an appointment. You can go there and get the process started immediately. You also can reach us at 919-418-1718, extension 203. And you also can find us on social media. We have actually been increasing our social media activity just because we know during this time people need more support than ever. So we can be found on Twitter at Armstrong CFH. You also can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Armstrong Center for Hope. And then you can also find me at Instagram on Dr. Tonya Armstrong. And that's where I talk a little bit more about my book and my music, which also promotes hope.
Awesome. You want to elaborate on your book?
Absolutely. So I have a copy here of this book. It's entitled Blossoming Hope, The Black Christian Woman's Guide to Mental Health and Wellness. And it has a companion CD, which is the Blossoming Hope Companion. And the CD is actually a combination of gospel music that I'm singing on. I am also a songwriter, so there are some original compositions on there. But a lot of times when I speak with our brothers and sisters and we talk about mindfulness or what it means to be able to ground yourself, we don't quite know what that means. So I gave examples of a guided meditation on the CD. There's affirmations for sisters listed there. There's an example of the Jesus prayer and also how to engage in deep breathing. So I tried to make it as practical as possible so that we actually know how to move from a place of being distressed and stressed to being well and hopeful in the God that we serve.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Do you want to elaborate on anything else?
Well, I also wanted to share something about another CD. This is actually my first CD, and it's entitled Choose Hope. So any of your viewers by now have probably seen that there's a thread that runs through the work that I'm engaged in that is surrounding hope. It is that we have hope, and it's not just a hope in government or politics or hope in, our money getting unfunny at some point, but it's a hope in God. It's a hope that we will be able to trust God to bring us through. And in fact, the name of my publishing business is Overflowing Hope Media. And Overflowing Hope Media is actually based on the scripture Romans 15:13, where it says, the God of hope will fill us with joy, and that we will be able to increase in that as we trust in him, and we will be empowered to overflow with hope by the Holy Spirit. So that helps us to remember where our hope flows from.
Awesome. So you have a publishing company as well?
I do. I do.
Okay.
And so Blossoming Hope is our first release, not the last release, but
Okay.
yes. I wrote this book because I found that even though I obviously believe in therapy as a psychologist, I think it's one of the most important things we can do for ourselves. I have been in therapy several times. I'm in therapy right now because I think it's just that important for us to get the support that we need. And I have to be able to have my hands held up so that I
Yeah.
can help the other people that I support. So I'm a strong advocate of therapy. But I also realize that for various reasons, and I even write about this in the book, that there are some of our brothers and sisters that are not going to make it to therapy. We're not going to be able to afford therapy. We're not going to be able to access therapy. We don't believe in therapy, or maybe grandma said, don't air your dirty laundry, or we don't want people to think we're crazy, right? So there are all of these barriers. And so I said, well, how can I still get the word out about things that are important, not only to understand mental illness, because sometimes we just know that something wasn't right about Aunt Betty, or granddaddy would go and disappear for a few days. Well, we never really knew what was going on. So the book actually provides some vignettes of what different mental illnesses look like, so that we can have more understanding perhaps of ourselves or our family members and loved ones. But then beyond understanding mental illness, which is crucial because 1 in 5 of us is actually at some point in our lives going to suffer from a mental illness and hopefully get treatment. But the reality is, even for those who have not been diagnosed, we all are in a situation where we need to be able to move toward wellness. We need to blossom. We need to be thriving. That sounds like crazy talk during COVID, right? But I believe it's God's purpose for us to be able to thrive and to blossom. And so that's why I wrote the book, and really have to give all credit to God for just giving me the words to say so that this generation might be encouraged.
Yeah. So how much is the book? You said the book and the CD comes together?
Well, it depends on how you get it. So the book is available on Amazon. If you purchase it on Amazon, you can actually visit my website, drtonyaarmstrong.com. And there you can obtain, through the Blossoming Hope Companion, you can obtain the audio files to go with your purchase. Also, if you like ebooks, you can go to Kindle, and the integrated version with the songs integrated into the book is there. Also, the audio book format is available. So you can visit Google Play or Apple Music, and you can get the audio book there. So I truly would encourage folks to get that. And it is, I would say, a very good investment for understanding yourself or a loved one. And I do get feedback sometimes, when are you going to write the one for the brothers, right? So that has not gone unheard, but I will say that even though the book is very specifically targeted toward Black Christian women, I've had a lot of brothers tell me how much they have gotten out of the book as well.
Awesome. And that's a good Christmas present right there.
Very good Christmas present. Absolutely. Especially during these times, because people are trying to hold on, and it's full of concrete ideas and resources, how we can soothe ourselves and get well.
Awesome. Awesome. Would you like to leave us with some words of encouragement?
I would. I just want to remind everybody about the importance of hope. And hope is very important because it is connected to the thing that is intangible in some cases. We might be feeling hopeless based on how our circumstances look. And we know the scripture that faith is the substance of things hoped for. So we have to keep hope alive so that we can also have faith in the things that we know God is going to bring us through. So I want everybody to not lose hope. It talks in the word about how Abraham, against all hope, he still believed what God said, against all hope, and it was granted to him. So against all hope, I encourage everyone who's listening to continue to believe God.
Awesome. Awesome. And those are powerful words from Dr. Tonya Armstrong. Thank you so much. Anything else you want to share before we leave?
I am just grateful to you, Ms. Dolores, for inviting me to come. I know that we've just met recently with the Black Expo that occurred last week, but that was another tremendous thing. And I love talking to other Black entrepreneurs as well. So I would love to hear from your audience and hear about ways that they are finding hope in their day-to-day endeavors, especially in business. We have to continue to be hopeful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Yeah, we just met last week. So, but There's a lot of people that I connected with because I like what they were talking about. So I just wanted to share with my audience, my platform as well, the other great things that great people are doing and they're making it happen. And
Yeah,
we can connect and make, connections with others. That's phenomenal. So thank you so
absolutely.
much.
And guess what? I just realized that we did not just meet last week because I looked back today looking for your email and I found that we were actually in touch after I did a presentation at Beyond Measure back in 2018.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think we actually did meet back then.
Wonderful. Yeah. And actually, that's where I have my events. When I have an annual event, when I bring in choirs and praise dance, and mine's my once a year event that I have, that's where I have
Yes,
it. So that's phenomenal. You never
beautiful.
know who you meet. It's a small world.
That's
But I'm
exactly
glad
right.
that we can reconnected.
Absolutely. We are very
Absolutely.
glad. And I do want to also encourage the listeners just to be aware that we do have some different resources that are available. Sometimes people are not comfortable with picking up the phone, making a phone
Mhm.
call, visit our website and see what our
Right.
offerings are. But there are also some really important hotlines that are available.
Okay.
Sometimes people want to be anonymous, and I definitely support people being anonymous with that. But there
Mhm.
is something called the National Suicide Hotline.
Mm.
And I want people to make sure that they are available and aware of how to connect with that. The number for that is 800-273-8255. That's the Suicide Prevention Online on Lifeline. 800-273-8255. And that is so important because we never know when anyone around us could be suffering at a point where they might be considering suicide. And if we don't know, we don't ask. And we can save lives just by saying, you don't have to tell me your business, but please call the hotline. And so that is a really important resource. Thank you. Thank
Is
you.
that
That is
right?
it.
Just want to put the number up there.
Okay, let me double check and make sure I've given it to you. 800-273-8255.
Okay.
Yes, yes,
Awesome.
that's it. Thank you. National Suicide Prevention Hotline. And sometimes, our hours at the Armstrong Center for Hope are from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Mhm.
But that pang of anxiety and that terrible trauma that you're reliving might hit you at 3 o'clock in the morning. And so we want people to have resources that they can reach out to in an emergent way. But we
Yeah.
also want people to have ongoing support, which is really best achieved in a therapeutic relationship. So we hopefully have covered both of our bases.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for that information. That's definitely needed because you never know what people are thinking, what people are going through, sometimes where their mindset is. So, a lot of things going on, definitely during this time. So there is help and resources out there. So take advantage of that.
That's exactly right.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for coming on, Dr. Tonya Armstrong. Make sure you guys stay connected with her. They have great things going on. So make sure you stay connected. And thank you for being my guest today.
It is my pleasure. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. Hold on, and I'll talk to you a little bit afterwards. Thank you all for coming and joining us. Make sure you share and like this video. You never know who may need this information and this connection. So we want to thank you for viewing as well. If you would, this is Dolores Williams with Divine Connections. And we know that God is our number one divine connector. So we want to say thank you again. You all have a great day and make sure you stay connected. Bye. Hold on for a second.
Divine Connections Magazine. Get major exposure for your business. Is someone looking for your service? Do you need networking? Are you a gospel artist or a ministry? Do you have a major event that you want to promote? Divine Connections Magazine has the solution for you. We can distribute to residents, businesses, churches, and online. Don't miss this opportunity to expand your marketing locally and around the world. Find out more about us at divineconnectionsmagazine.com. Get your spot in the next issue of Divine Connections Magazine by emailing us for details at divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com.
Make sure to like us on Facebook at Divine Connections Marketing. Follow us on Instagram at Divine Connections.
Let's get it started now.